Mark Rogers TV on a huge one in the SEC with South Carolina visiting LSU. And at this time last week, we were begging the question of LSU, where's the swag gone and is it gone for good? Well, the answers to those questions would be yes and a definite maybe. 14-6 loss at Florida. The score says it all. The offense is the huge problem with LSU, and we start at quarterback. Zach Mettenberger's big enough. He's NFL size. He's got the big arm, at least big enough. But the intangibles just don't seem to be there at this point. He's inaccurate. He's hesitant. The pass rush has been formidable in that game at the Swamp. But Zach Mettenberger not getting the job done at quarterback for LSU. Certainly, they went to the championship game and won the SEC last year with Jarrett Lee and Jordan Jefferson, so it could be done with a marginal quarterback. But you got to ask the question, with that pipeline of talent coming to Baton Rouge, why can't they find a quarterback? Well, the bread and butter of this offense has always been the running game, and it was Spencer Ware and Kenny Hilliard and Michael Ford coming into the Florida game, averaging 6 yards per carry. They went 17 carries, 51 yards against a very tough Florida defense. But the defense that they're going to face this week in South Carolina is better. Linebacker Kevin Minter of LSU said, this Florida talent is ridiculous. Well, again, South Carolina's better. We're talking about, finally, in the Steve Spurrier era, a capable quarterback, an NFL caliber running back, probably the best in the country in Marcus Lattimore, and that defense, second best in the land to Alabama. Watch the NFL talent on Saturday. It's all over the place. Clowney and Swearinger and Quarles and Sutton, those guys run and hit. They make plays behind the line of scrimmage, sacking the quarterback, getting tackles for loss. South Carolina has it going right now. LSU and South Carolina, the formula for an LSU upset, and I know that they're technically a 2.5-point favorite, but this in my mind would be an upset. So the LSU formula's got to be no turnovers on offense, a $150 plus rushing on offense, and the play action has to show up a couple times with a few big plays. Hello, Odell Beckham. And the defense is going to be good against South Carolina. There's no doubt. This LSU defense is still loaded, still very formidable. We talked about them getting pushed around in the second half against Florida, but they were worn down by the offense continually going 3 and out. This is still a great LSU defense with Eric Reed at safety, one of the best. They've got Mingo and Montgomery up front at the defensive end spots. We talked about Kevin Minter making the comment about Florida's ridiculous talent. Well, he had 20 tackles, one shy of an LSU record last week at Florida. It's unfortunate for Les Miles and company that Quan Alexander, an up-and-coming freshman linebacker, broke an ankle against Florida. He's out for the season. But again, we talk about the formula, $150 rushing, no turnovers on offense, and the defense has to make some big plays. And then, of course, a couple special teams, big plays out of LSU. Maybe the old Mad Hatter comes out on Saturday night in Death Valley. These teams are evenly matched when it comes to talent. We're talking about razor close when it comes to talent. They've got talent all over the place, but sometimes a team's got it and other teams, a team just can't find it. And that's what we have right now with South Carolina and LSU. Certainly expect the Bayou Bengals to show up at home. Connor Shaw has not seen or heard Death Valley yet. Would love to hear what you have to say about South Carolina and LSU. We're going to reserve our pick for a couple days from now when we run down all our top 25 picks straight up and against the spread. But need to hear from you on South Carolina and LSU on Mark Rogers TV.